It was the night of February 8, 2017, in Columbus, Ohio. 21-year-old Reagan Tokes, a bright psychology major at Ohio State University, had just wrapped up her evening shift at a local restaurant called Bodega. It was a quiet Wednesday night. She texted her roommate around 9:45 p.m. saying she was on her way home. The drive was short, just a few minutes, but she never made it. As Reagan walked toward her car, a man was already waiting in the shadows. His name was Brian Golsby, a recently paroled offender who had been released from prison only months earlier after serving 6 years for robbery. He was supposed to be monitored by the state, wearing a GPS ankle tracker. But that night, it didn't stop him. Golsby ambushed Reagan in the parking lot, forcing her into her own car at gunpoint. He made her drive to several ATMs, withdrawing money from her account while threatening her life. For hours, Reagan's phone data and GPS placed her car moving across different parts of Columbus, while her friends grew increasingly worried, sending texts that would never be read. Eventually, Golsby drove her to a dark, isolated area near Scioto Grove Metro Park. There, he assaulted her and then shot her twice. He left her body in the cold night, alone, before abandoning her car near his halfway house. The next morning, February 9th, Reagan's body was discovered by a jogger. Her death sent shockwaves through Ohio State and the entire state of Ohio. What made it worse was what came next. Golsby's GPS monitor attached to his ankle the entire time showed every movement that night. It placed him exactly where Reagan had been kidnapped and later where her body was found. The technology that could have prevented the crime ended up being the proof that solved it. Brian Golsby was arrested days later and eventually convicted of kidnapping, assault, rape, and murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. But Reagan's death didn't end there. It sparked new state legislation known as the Reagan Tokes Act, designed to improve monitoring of violent offenders and strengthen Ohio's parole system. Reagan Tokes was young, bright, and full of life. A daughter, a friend, and a dreamer whose story became a painful reminder of how one system's failure can cost an innocent life. She should have made it home that night. But one man's evil and a broken system stopped her from ever getting that chance.